Hey, peace and blessings, family. I said before I went to bed today that I was going to check in. So, got me a nice shower in, did some prayers. And so now I'm going to talk to y'all just for a little bit. I know I've been gone for about 60 to 90 days. And then in December, we'll be back, uh, on it. Sunday Sitting with Sisters will be back. And so I'm very, very happy about that. But I needed the break. I needed the break. It was a lot of things going on here. As you know, I ran for school board, and it was a lifelong lesson. I've had some young people actually talk me into running along with an educator, with some educators, and young people really inspired me to run. But what I didn't know is how dirty politics was. I heard about politics being dirty, but that's kind of not what happened to me. So I'm not going to get too deep into that tonight, but I will say it has been really refreshing to run and to learn about what this is really all about. So it's been very, very educational for me. I learned a lot about politics and politics. I learned a lot about real race relations, like what happened to me with the Sacramento Democratic Party. And I'm really going to be honest and I'm going to tell the truth. They're not for Black people. And the guy who was over it sent a very nasty letter out to people who were Democrats, telling them not to vote for me. And he called me a racist. So the new theme I've been seeing is seeing the so-called BIPOC people or POC people, whatever you call them, people of color. That's why I don't like to use the term. Trying to call Black people racist because I do a lot of stuff to support Black girls and women in Black communities. And Latino people do that all day, and they exclude Black people who are Latino for the most part. You didn't even know that there were Black people in Latin America. There are more Black people in Latin America than there are here in North America, right? So had a whole thing with that. I'm not going to go into too much of that, but I can tell you that at some point I'm gonna talk about that next month. But there was a lot of things that happened. Also, I learned a lot about uh, the political parties, and I felt like a lot of people, and particularly Black folks, that we were fed that the Republicans were like these really racist, rich people, and that simply isn't true. I think that the Democrats are those people basically because they've done some really dirty, underhanded stuff. And I just say this: Black people have been voting Democrat for a long time, and we've been poorer than we've ever been before. And so they like to call people ignorant and uneducated. I've been keeping up with a lot of bloggers online, a lot of brothers like that are out the box, like the Morning Millionaire dude. There's another dude I listen to a lot. I was trying to have. I don't want to go too deep in it tonight, but I really love these brothers. Like I've been listening to a lot of them. Great commentary. I think his name is Devon Darkins or something like that. I'm trying to get his name down. I watch a lot of his blogs. The Morning Millionaire brother, thanks to Sister Javon. Like there are a lot of, and y'all may see them as being conservatives, but I think these are brothers who think out the box. And I think that Black people, we have to think out the box. The biggest thing I've learned in running for office is that the people who we say we're allies with, we are not allies with. They are moving their groups forward. And we are not being, our Black leaders have just sold us out. They think it's about education. And y'all, give me a break. Do you own a business? Do you own a farm? Do you own a house? Can you help other Black people buy houses? I think what we also seen during this cycle is all what they call Democratic shields. And I really pray, because, it's funny. I mean, I really pray that we come out of this. I've had people tell me that they did not trust Kamala, but they voted for her anyway. And I feel like there's something wrong with us. Like there's something wrong with us. I've heard Black people talk about President-elect Donald Trump being a felon. And then this one brother said, most of y'all started families with people who were felon. The head of your household is a felon. And I said to myself, wow, this is really deep. The classism in this whole election was deep. I'll be very honest with you. Our rightful place, Christy Ketchum, love me some Christy Ketchum. I'm so grateful for everybody who stuck with me um, through this whole thing because it was really, really interesting. But I will say, I'm really done with Black women political organizations. Please don't ask me to do anything for you. I'm just gonna tell you no, because y'all fake it in a $3 bill. I No, I'm telling Black people, please vote the person. Please vote who is qualified for the job. America needs to be cleaned up. I wasn't seeing Kamala cleaning it up. I mean, she's definitely not good for Black people. I don't know how we vote for a person who locked up Black folks. I don't know how we do that. And then the crazy part is we couldn't even have a discussion as Black folks. In Sacramento, we have a lot of scary Negroes in Sacramento. I really think there needs to be an alternative for our children in education. Like, we have to really be prepared to send our children to an alternative way of getting education. I don't know what that will look like, but I feel like we got to have some courage, because this education system is not working for Black people. I would tell you that as I was running for office, there's so many organizations. I'm not gonna name them all. They're actually, what you gonna do for immigrant kids? What you gonna do for migrant kids? Uh, these people aren't even citizens, right? What are you gonna do for the LGBTQ plus people? What are we gonna do for them? Meanwhile, the stats say that Black kids are doing horrible. None of them ask me about Black kids. Not one. Even the things that were headed by Black people, like these Negroes are so scared, they still on the special bus, if you will. No disrespect to anybody riding the special bus, but there could be a reason why you special. I don't know why educated Negroes are special. I mean, they like to say people are ignorant. What y'all learned is that y'all not leading nobody. Y'all not leading nobody. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was very happy Donald Trump won because what I was saying, I was trying to find a video of this educator who was saying exactly what I was thinking. I know that Black people, we don't need no more friends in the White House or people who we think are our friends. We don't need any more frenemies. We don't need people who tell us, if you don't vote for me, you're not. We don't need no more of those people. We need someone, if you are a do for self person, you're going to be fine no matter who's president. You know, I love that I was hearing the Black bloggers, they were more conservative, talking about Black people should be asking about specific things that would help them out. And I think I was just kind of dumbfounded because I wasn't hearing that from the Black elite because they already got what they need. So I love the fact that the world inside the United States rejected the celebrities. They rejected Obama, and I voted for him twice. I was so glad he was rejected by the people. Like, you could pull every superstar out, and they was like, no, because our economy isn't good. I'm also watching closely the picks that President-elect Donald Trump is picking in his cabinet. And, I can't get mad at a man for being loyal to his base. That's one. I feel like African Americans, people who were born descendants of enslaved people here in America, this should be a breeze for us family because right out of slavery we did some amazing things and we continue to do amazing things when we rely on each other. That's not include all the Black people. I'm very much past the fantasy there. We do this now. Get together with people who believe as you believe and start building. Because I'll tell you, through this whole ordeal, I mean, I went through some stuff, y'all, and I'm gonna break it down, but not tonight. There was two white women who held me down, who did not flinch, and they were super loyal because they knew my work. I seen a lot of Negroes get quiet on me. Of course, there was some Black women who were right there rocking with me too, so I'm not dissing them, but it was just very interesting to see the Black people be very quiet. And then the funny part is, um, there were people who just stood by me because they knew my work and they did not back down. So I just wanted to come to y'all and say, hey, oh, hey, I didn't see your comment, Deanna. I'm sorry, I'm just talking. Hey, we need to connect. You're right. Yeah, I fell asleep before the. Oh, but you know what, Deanna? That was such a good experience for me. I feel like, I always felt a certain way about politics, but this was a really good example. Like, it's nothing like going through the fire yourself. And I felt like I went through the fire, but I also feel like more now than ever, I think we have to push to have other alternatives for our children going to school. I'm not interested in fixing the public system at this stage in the game. I think we have to dismantle unions. We have to dismantle that teachers association. They're dangerous. They protect people who do not educate our children. So I'm really happy with who I don't care who Donald Trump picked as the head of education, but I hope that they will listen to those other alternative voices when it comes to education, because the system we have now does not work, and it has not been working, particularly for Black students. It's just not. I guess a new report came out, and of course the Black kids are at the bottom. Was I shocked? No, absolutely not. Why would I be shocked? No, I'm not shocked. But I'm always shocked when I see Black educators who are so concerned with their position that they're not doing anything special to help the Black kids either. You know, I work with a few Black educators who have prominent positions, and they're pretty loyal, but they're very small. I feel like we created an educational system that get a lot of money on your defects. So they don't have any interest in helping you, but they will help the migrant child, they will help the immigrant child, and they will help the child as LBGQ, I plus, they will help them out, which I feel like that's really sad. But I think if you know history, that's about right. Man, I feel like we have to do something different. And so I am committed. We'll be back on the air in December, but I had to come. I got a few calls over the couple of weeks and people checking on me. Y'all, I feel wonderful. This was such a great experience. And I'll be honest with you, I was very happy that Donald Trump won because I feel like, and I'm not gonna lie, I feel more protected with him as president. I also had like some experience, like when certain people asked me why I couldn't support Kamala. I thought, and then, as I shared, it was like, well, that's going to be nothing compared to Donald Trump. Excuse me? How you going to tell me what's hurtful for me when we've been under people like Kamala, like that buffer race people? Because that's a real term. That's Kamala, and she's not even really Black. So I just feel like you got to stop trying to tell Black people like how they're feeling. The fear thing, none of that shit was working. Because to be honest with you, damn near my whole professional career, I have worked under some of these bougie, colorist Black folks. I've worked under a lot of them, and so no, in good conscience, I could not vote for this woman. I did not relate to her as a Black woman because she's not Black. I did not relate to her with her background. I don't believe in sleeping with people's husbands. I don't do shit like that. Like, I feel like there's no moral there, and people don't think that Black people have morals. That's all I've been raised with. So there's nothing about her that resonated for me. Now I'll tell you this, and running for this office and being called a racist and all kind of shit, people looking back at your videos. I see a lot of stuff. I excite people, and having this Latino man over the Sacramento Democrats call me a racist. I thought to myself, are you serious? Like the comment I made about Latinos have to go, that's when they'll kick the Haitians out. But see, they didn't tell y'all that. And they was in there trying to help the Haitians. See, I know what I've done in my life. So for me, when they call me racist, that's what they call Donald Trump. You know what I mean? And so I feel like in this next election go around, I really want to find people who want to run for office. And I really want to help them find the finances and the people to help them win. I tell you, I've had an experience. It was someone working with me, and he got a lot of pressure not to work with me. And of course, he succumbed to those pressures and left me hanging. So I didn't really have a manager. But it's okay. Like that was another good experience. It was like, wow, these political alliances we have, we're gonna have to break these up. We're gonna have to figure out how do we enact some laws. Like if you're in the union, you should not be running for office where you have to negotiate with the unions, like teachers unions. Like, we need to, I really want to help parents be more in control. I really feel like you should not be on the school board if you have no experience in working for children you know. I feel like, wow, how do we do that? And I also think Black people have to really, like I am for school vouchers, I am for charter schools. I think our kids need other alternatives because all we do with public schools is keep people in a job where they can have benefits. Like I think teachers should have a report card, and if they're flunking more than 70% of their children, then they should probably find a new job. Like I feel like we have to tighten up on our education, and I'm very concerned about what's happening with Black youth. So anyway, I'm not trying to stay on here late. I just kind of want to let y'all know we'll be back next week, December. Uh, I'm really looking forward to this new year. Um, I'm really keeping up. I want to kind of have a meeting where I get to talk to some people who can rationally think about what these picks could mean and what's the plan for uh, the underserved. And I'm particularly talking about Black children. What is our plan to make sure they make it through the school system? Um, what's the plan? And how do we work with those good teachers and those good administrators to make sure our kids get what they need? But I also think we do need to revamp the school system. I do think we need to introduce some kind of vouchers where people can take their kid and their money and put their kid in the school that's better going to help them be prepared to be adults because everybody's not going to college. Some people need to get in some of these trade schools. I mean, I met a lot of really awesome people, um, even across party lines that really looked out for me that I did not know, who was really impressed with my bio. So, um, y'all, I just want to come to y'all and let you know. Um, the next time I'll come to y'all, I want to share with y'all some of the bloggers I've been listening to and the video of this educator talking about why he thought it was a good idea that Trump won. But he said exactly, I can't find the video right now, but he said exactly what I said in terms of why I thought it was a good idea that he won. Because what he was saying is that this will help Black people be more self sufficient. And we do very, very well when we have to rely on ourselves. And I just thought I can't find this video because I really wanted to share it with y'all tonight. But um, let me see if I can find it real quick. If I can, I think they were in Louisville, Kentucky. But this dude, and so what I learned too is that Black people, those of us that are awake, we got to stop using that people of color term. It's dangerous. It's not working for us. Um, it's not working for us. And the other people of color have been walking on our backs, but they have not been helping us. They only kind of worry about the group to which they belong, which I ain't really mad at that. But don't say black and brown when you're in trouble because you want me to somehow jump in there. Uh, um, yeah, now you want to jump in there. Um, and so I'm trying to find this video. Um, it's really short, but I don't know where this damn video is. I know I sent it in an email to somebody, but this guy is on stage and he talked about why it is a good thing that Donald Trump won and that Black people um, could It's just going to help us be better, providers. Some of us, rather. Some of us is going to sit there and complain, but do nothing in our neighborhood when we know we have real issues like homelessness, and we know that 40% of the homeless in Sacramento are Black women with children. And if you're couch surfing, you're homeless, right? That's an issue. But we have a lot of Black people in leadership, and they think their image is what it's all about, but that's not what it's all about. I wouldn't really care. Uh, um, I really wouldn't care about your position. I really don't care. Black people in places don't mean nothing. I don't think that imagery doesn't mean anything. And I just feel like I'd rather talk to a white man or a white woman who has a heart, who can understand what I'm saying. And then, they see me doing some good work, they can definitely jump in and help, or help tell me to keep going. But I just feel like having Black people in positions have not been good for Black people, because we really haven't moved anywhere, you know. Uh, um, yeah. So anyway, I just want to tell y'all that I'll check in with y'all next week, and sometime this week. And I'm gonna try to do another small one this week, because I don't have to do many classes this week because we're off. And I'm gonna bring that man's video, and then I'll give y'all a list of bloggers that I want y'all to check out and subscribe to these brothers, because they did really good work. Even Candace Owens, like, I'm not trying to be funny. I don't agree with everything she says, but a lot of stuff she said has the ring of truth on it. And so we can get mad. And my truth is, Candace Owens is a child of immigrants. So she's not an ADOS, and she's not a foundational Black American, but she did a lot of really good research. And I feel like it's getting to the part where we have to kind of talk about our lineage and our line. And I know that I'm from a descendant of people who were enslaved in this country. And I could tell you what plantation they were on in Virginia and South Carolina and North Carolina. And that means something for me. So I remember my mom not being able to get a house loan. I remember her and my dad owned a house that did not get equity on their property. Like, there's a lot of little things. And so, but I appreciated Candace Owens' research on Kamala. I really appreciate it. So anyway, I'll talk with y'all again soon. Have a great Sunday. Take care, family.